Candyland Studio presents Purely Poetry.
It's called The Thirst. The longing, the desire, and my tongue is set on fire by the distance, resistance, and you never walk my way, yet you stay, tantalizing, mesmerizing, in my line of sight, as I fight this fuzzy feeling near the ceiling of my throat, and yet you gloat. My juicy jealousy, this thirst has got the best of me, and I've lost all hope, for my water sits so far from me, but yet it seems so close. And for those of you who can't see, there's my water bottle, and that poem was dedicated to my water bottle. I'm really thirsty right now. This poem's called Blood Bleached Sun. I've seen the most young of us curdle inside with rot and rust, their feeble roots coming undone and reaching for the blood-bleached sun. I've seen preachers' wives holding knives to sermon servants, praying in pews and draining faith from the veins of Christ himself. And God, what have they done to you? I'm left crucified by the lies of their hollowed help. I've seen our ties of kin stretching and retching back to that original sin. When my brother becomes just another fist and fracture, painting the hues, black and blue, of this tattered and bruised family picture. I've seen siblings suckled from first breath, and a sour discord wraps their umbilical cord around my neck, and sister says, "There's no room available for you in this womb of betrayal." I've seen the silent learnings of bruises burning themselves into the wells of our memories and drown till we forget how we first learned white-knuckled, clenched, felt to back respect and softly muffled neglect. And when the suffering and blubbering subsided, we are caught by surprise by a fraction of compassion seen in the eyes of the devil's advocates who taught us and proved to us that God could not possibly exist in a world as dark as this. So forgive me if I seem blindsided by the wryness of your so-called kindness, for I've yet to feel its impact, but rather I am shell-shocked from its blast. Because for so long I've been hoisted by the hooks through this thick skin, minced by pretentious looks and flayed by razor wit. For so long I felt the sweet caress of want upon my lips as we gorged ourselves off empty cupboard shelves and were spoon-fed on the dregs of promise and rotten grounds as we prepared our palates for when that chalice of solace would come round. But it never did, as we were weaned on the spleens of broken dreams, chewing crumbs of fables, fallen like pollen from the liar's tables. Like a child born within a stable, barely able to see beyond these simple and humble beginnings of a vagabond, whose roots which blistered from the blotted sun above, wishing and twisting in whispers to somehow overcome the soil and sod we've so solemnly sprung from. We've seen the best of us aspire to climb higher than the briars of barbed wire that surround this asylum, only to be pushed back into this muddied mire. We're forced and coerced to retire by the gravity and brutality of reality. But although I am curdled inside with rotten rust, I've seen the best of us climb back up to one day reach the blood-bleached sun. And that poem was about Robert Goulet, in case you guys didn't know. Fallen tree. Combative your reaction and quick to mince my facts into fractions of what they used to be. And oh, how vindictive you seem to be with the tiny sprouts that grow out from the dirt in your mouth. And the truth? Well, the truth that blooms from it is fictitious and malicious. And metal are the petals of its flowers, and your frequent fraudulence has made its fruits grow sour as well. And I can tell, for I have felt, that this plant of yours bears a thick skin of sorts, vines that twist and writhe and spiral into a crown of thorns that prick me ever so sickly with your spite and scorn. But it's just as well, because nobody else can tell that you planted the seeds of weeds and you called them trees and asked everyone to please sit beneath your pretty leaves, to sleep beneath your canopy of blasphemy, to rest a while beneath the shade of your sweet beguile. And oh, how big you've grown with the branches that near touch the sky, but it's a pity us tiny, tiny people below cannot see through the lie that inside these branches are hollow. And I'm sure the rest of your tree will follow, because you planted a lie, and you pruned it as a truth and expected it to bear a sweet and savory fruit. But instead, your plant will fall dead because it's rotten at its root.
Join us for Purely Poetry the first Friday of every month, only at Candyland Studio. Call 333-2044 for more info. No pressure, just poetry. See you there. Sincerely, Sharon. P.S. If you can't read this, that's okay. Just remember to check out www.candylandstudio.com and stay tuned in.